Hi friends, welcome to a new day of learning and today's countdown lesson for Tuesday. Today I'm going to say 3 sounds and we will blend them together to make a whole word. As I say those sounds, I'm going to do some finger stretching, so be sure to watch me. For my first sound, I'm going to put up my thumb. For my second sound, I'm going to use my pointer finger. For my third sound, I'm going to use my tall finger, and that will be finger stretching for the sounds in words. So let's get started. Here we have wig, nail. Listen carefully while I say the sounds of one of these words. N, a, o. Now look at these two pictures. If we blend 3 sounds together, n, a, o, what word do we get? Nice job, friends. Nail. Now let's try another one. Here we have shark, jet. Listen carefully while I say the sounds of one of these words. J, e, t. Look at these two pictures. If we blend those 3 sounds together, j, e, t, what word do we get? You're right, jet. Nice job, friends. Now we have deer, bus. Listen to my sounds. Figure out my word. B, s. What word do we get? Nice job. B-us, bus. Here we have robe, gate. Listen to my sounds. Make my word. G, a, t. What word do we get? Nice job. Gate. Here we have hug, neck. Listen to my sounds. Make my word. N, e, k. Good job. Neck. Here we have fly, wig. Listen to my sounds. Make my word. F, o, I. What's that word? Good job. Fly. Here we have nose, van. Listen to my sounds. N, o, z. What's that word? Good job. Nose. Here we have dog, bus. Listen to my sounds. Make my word. D, og. What's that word? Good job. Dog. Okay. Here we have girl, pig. Listen to my sounds. P, I, g. What's that word? Good job. Pig. Here we have wave, feet. Listen to my sounds. Make that word. W, a, v. What's that word? Good job. Wave. Here we have robe, dip. Listen to my sounds. Let's figure out the word. D, I, p. What's that word? Good job, friends. Dip. Okay, let's do one more. Here we have peas, bat. Listen to the sounds. B, at. What's that word? Good job. Bat. All right, friends, let's move to the next section. And here, friends, we are going to be looking at 2 columns when we're going to do some sorting. So we're thinking about what's the first sound in hammer. Good job. And remember the sound is spelled with a letter H. Good job. Now, what's the first sound in soap? Good for you. S. And remember the sound S is spelled with a letter S. Now we're going to listen to the first sound in heart and then put it under the correct letter. What's the first sound in heart? Good job, I heard it too. Right, so let's move it art under the hammer because it begins with a letter H. Good for you. Now we can use the picture at the top to help us figure out the matching letter. Now, let's go ahead and look at the word sock. Say sock. What is the first sound in sock? Good job. S. Should we put sock under the H like hammer or the S like so? Good job, good thinking. So right, sock and soap both begin with a letter S. So I'll move the sock under the S. Now, here we have hamster. Should we put hamster under the H like hammer or the S like so? Good job, it belongs under hammer with like the letter H. Here we go. Here we have hose. Should we put hose under the hammer, hammer beginning with a letter H, or soap, soap beginning with a letter S? Good job, it starts like hammer with a letter H. Here we have snake. Should we put snake under hammer or soap? Good job, it goes under soap with a letter S. Here we have sidewalk. So say sidewalk, and a sidewalk begin with hammer with a letter H or soap with a letter S. Good job. So friends, over here with letter H as in hammer, we have heart, hamster, hose. Here with the letter S, we have like soap, we have sock, snake, and sidewalk. Let's go ahead and do another round. So friends, what is the first sound in cat? You're right, I hear k for cat. So we have k as in cat, and remember the sound k is spelled with a letter C, just like this. Now, what is the first sound in itch? Right, I. Remember the sound I is spelled with a letter I. Good job. So let's go ahead and look at our first picture. The arrow is pointing inside the house. So what's the first sound in inside? Good job. We hear I at the beginning of I, inside. So should we put I inside under the C like cat or the I like I, itch? Good job. It begins like I, itch. I inside with a letter I. Now, let's try iguana. What's the first sound in iguana? Good job. I. Should we put I, iguana, under the letter C like cat or I like itch? Good job. It goes under I like itch because it's I, iguana. It starts like I, itch. Here we have cupcake. What's the first sound in cupcake? Good for you. K. Now, should we put cupcake here under letter C like cat or letter I like itch? Good thinking. It belongs here with letter C. So cupcake begins like cat with a letter C. Here we have cow. What's the first sound in cow? Good job. K. Now, is it going to be sorted with a letter C like cat or the letter I like itch? Good job. It goes over there with letter C like cat. So friends, here we have a picture of someone who's not feeling good. She is ill. What's the first sound in ill? Good job. I hear I at the beginning of ill. Good. Just like over here with a letter I. Let's do another one. Here we have cloud. What's the first sound in cloud? Good job. I heard k at the beginning of cloud. So should we put k, cloud, here with letter C as in cat, or letter I as in itch? Good job. It belongs over there with letter C. So friends, our words that begin with C are k, cat, k, cupcake, k, cow, and k, cloud. And our words that begin with I are itch, inside, iguana, and ill. Nice job, friends. Now we're going to begin our third part for countdown. And here we are going to match our letter tiles to the beginning sounds of some words. So friends, here we have caveman, corn, cupcake. What's the beginning sound of all of these words? Good job. K. We hear k at the beginning of k, caveman, k, corn, k, cupcake. Now, here are some letters. I want you to point to the letter that says k and say its name. Good job. We are pointing to letter C, and C says k. Good job. So we use the letter C to say k as in caveman, corn, and cupcake. Let's try another letter. So friends, here we have pictures of iguana, itch, inside. What is the beginning sound of all of these words? Good job. We hear I at the beginning of iguana, itch, and inside. Now, let's look at some letters, and I want you to point to the letter that spells I and say its name. So think about it. Good for you. We're going to point to the letter I, and we're going to say I made by the letter I. Good job. We hear I made by the letter I at the beginning of iguana, itch, and inside. Good job. You found that letter. Now, friends, we have pictures of schoolhouse, seal, soap. What sound do you hear at the beginning of all of those words? Good job. We hear S. Now let's think about the letter that spells S. Good job. Think about it and point to it. Then we're going to say its name and its sound. Good for you. So friends, we are going to point to the letter S and say its sound S. We hear S at the beginning of schoolhouse, seal, and soap. Let's try another one. Here we have mouse, monster, cupcake. What's the beginning sound of all of these words? Good job. I heard at the beginning of mouse, monster, and muffin. I think I said cupcake earlier, but it's actually a muffin. So we heard at the beginning of all of those words. Now we're going to look at some letters. I want you to point to the letter that spells and say its name. Good job. We see the letter M that says good for you. And we use it at the beginning of mouse, monster, and muffin. All right, let's try another set. So here we have house, headphones, hose. What sound do you hear at the beginning of all of those words? Good job. We hear at the beginning of house, headphones, and hose. Now, let's find the letter that says I want you to point to it and say its name. Good job. So we're pointing to the letter that spells Good for you. We point to the letter H. H says at the beginning of house, headphones, and hose. Let's try another one. Here we have toothbrush, teeth, and turtle. What sound do you hear at the beginning of all of those words? Good job. We hear t at the beginning of toothbrush, teeth, and turtle. Now, I want you to point to the letter that says t and say its name. Good job. T says t at the beginning of toothbrush, teeth, and turtle. Here we have cloud, crab, cow. What sound do you hear at the beginning of all of those words? Good job. We hear k. Let's take a look at some letters. I want you to point to the letter that says k and say its name. Good job. We're going to point right here to letter C. C says k at the beginning of cloud, crab, and cow. We're going to do one more. So friends, here's pictures of an inch, igloo, insect. What sound do you hear at the beginning of all of those words? Good job. I hear I at the beginning of inch, igloo, and insect. Good job. So friends, I want you to point to the letter that says I and say its name. Good for you. We're going to point right here to letter I, and I says I at the beginning of inch, igloo, and insect. Nice job, friends, with all of your letters and sounds. You did a wonderful job with Countdown. Have a great day that's ahead of you.